it's Autumn from At Galaxy, and today I'm interviewing Cupidfalls. How are you guys today?
How's it going? Good, thank you.
Can you introduce yourselves and tell us the tune you play?
Yeah.
So, I'm Dave, and I do the screaming vocals.
I'm Ryan, I sing and play guitar. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are like pop punk meets post-hardcore. How did you guys develop your sound?
Sort of like a refining process, I reckon. Sort of like, because it started off like pop punk back in the day. And then...
Because originally the band had no screaming, so it was just, it was a pretty much straight up pop punk band.
We always had that sort of idea of going harder, but we just never had the chance to do it. So now we've got Dave. And
yeah, I think the thing that we've always done with like our approach to writing has always just been taking different influences and never trying to emulate a certain sound, and we've just always kind of written the music that we like to play. So I guess that's, yeah, it just kind of evolved from our two, influences in terms of the kind of music we like. So
Speaking of influences, what would you say are your main influences musically and non-musical?
Like you're into older stuff than me.
yeah, like Story of the Year, Yellow Card, The Used.
Or like the noughties post-hardcore bands, like Census Fail, Under Oath, all those kind of bands. I grew up on a lot of pop punk and a lot of like my early influences were like Green Day and Good Charlotte. And then all the kind of members of the band had like a different kind of influence for them. So like Robin's a lot more into metal, Chris is into like the really early post-hardcore. He's old.
He's really prog now.
He's into his prog stuff as well, and then Joe is very pop punk as well. So we've all got.
So it's like a mix.
We've all got a very diverse mix of stuff that we're into.
So end of last year, you guys were at the Jack Cloth Festival, which was massive. What was that like for you guys?
Yeah, well, we just did another one actually.
Yes.
So we did, what, 3 weeks ago?
Nearly 4 weeks ago.
Start of December. We did the last one, and it was nuts. It was huge.
Always a good time.
Yeah, because Brian grew up in Jakarta.
Yeah.
And so Brian's always had his connections over there that's kind of hooked us up with the shows. And then this festival was the first time we did 2 shows. So we played the first night and then we played the third afternoon as well. So we did the day show and the night show. And the second show was just out of control. Playing over there is amazing. Like the kids are so
into it.
They're so into it, and they're just they just love going and checking out new bands. So it's
I'd imagine the crowds be quite different from the normal shows. How much different do you think? How would you compare it?
It's quite a bit different.
They go way harder. Like they go nuts. Kids over here don't go as crazy for especially the bands that they haven't heard before. That's the.
I don't know. They just truly like new music and they respect bands coming over that from overseas and stuff. So. Yeah,
it's awesome. Every time we play over there, it's just like it's the highlight of the year. So it's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's the start of 2017, the new year. Looking back, as a band, what would you say is your greatest achievement of last year?
Maybe writing and yelling up was cool.
That's pretty cool.
We had a pretty quiet one last year, but yeah, we started. So towards the start of the year, we started working on our new EP, and we went down to Yelling Up for a week, and we hung out all as a band. We had 2 new members join this year as well, so that was a bit of a transition. So it was our first trip together, and we got a house down in Yelling Up and wrote the first half of the new EP.
Yeah, pretty much half the stuff. Just getting ideas together and just learning how to work as a unit. Having 2 new members, so it's quite it's fresh now. So
we hadn't really done anything like that before. Like we hadn't solidly just like to sit down and write for like a long period of time, because usually when we're all working our day jobs and that kind of stuff, it's hard to find time to like a solid amount of time to just put everything aside and write music. But we went to the house down in Yelling Up. We basically turned the whole thing into a studio, plugged the interface into the TV in the living room and just made it all one big studio, and we just wrote all day for a week, which was really, really cool. So that was that, and then the Jack Cloth Festival at the end of the year was
absolute highlights.
Correct. So since it's a fresh start, what can fans expect this year?
We're still working that out. What would you say the new material's like compared to Baby?
It's still got the Cupid sound. I'd say it's more old school driven.
Yeah, it's early influence driven.
Yeah, like 2000s, early 2000s.
Yeah, it's going back to that really early 2000s.
Still got that modern twist to it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, last New Year's we did a cover show where we did Story of the Year, Early Silverstein, and Alexis on Fire.
That really inspired.
And that inspired this because we just wanted to go back to. We kind of wanted to cut the backing tracks out and cut the kind of sound out that we'd not pigeonholed ourselves in, but like the direction that we'd gone in, and just go back to like guitar driven. So it's a bit more fast paced, and it's just it's a lot punchier. I reckon.
Punchier.
Yeah.
In terms of what they expect this year, hopefully we'll have something out.
Yeah.
By potentially the end of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe a few music videos and
whatnot. We want to do a few music videos for all the tracks in the EP, and we just kind of want to take our time and get it right, because now every time we've recorded in the past we've been like in the studio for X amount of weeks, or we have we're going on tour this month, so we have to have the album out before then. Whereas this time we have no deadlines, we don't have anything coming up, so
just trying to perfect it.
Yeah.
Get the best.
One element at a time.
Yeah. And I think what we're going to do as well is like tonight we're just like jamming the demos and actually playing it as a band live, and then we're going to come back and refine it, so it's going to be more like an ongoing process. So hopefully when it eventually gets finished, it's going to be something that we're going to be super stoked on.
So I think we're just 3 tracks down.
We're 3 tracks down.
And we just need 3 to go, so not too much to do that.
Yeah.
So would you say the process has been a more like challenging one this time, or?
It's writing new stuff for us is always challenging because we don't write for a long time. Like we put our first EP out in 2011, and then we put the next album out in 2014.
So that.
And then we haven't released anything since. So we don't write for a long period of time. So I think getting into writing mode for us has been a bit of a bitch.
Yes, it's just because everything we've all been through as a band.
Yeah.
During that time period, it was just, I don't know, the motivation to write wasn't really there.
Yeah.
We were just going through way too much personally and within the band, and false promises to go on this tour and play this event, and nothing transpired, so we were all sort of let down. We were sort of close to calling it quits on it all.
I'm pretty sure we did at one point. When we put Bayview out, we had a lot of we kind of thought everything was in place. Like it was our first debut album. We had managers looking after us over East. We had like tours lined up. We had distribution sorted, and that was like we worked real hard to get that album out, and funded it all ourselves, and it was a big thing. And then it all just nosedived hard because people didn't hold out their promises. We were a lot of money in debt. I think we did like a full East Coast tour. We didn't get any money at all. So we were pretty. When it came to doing something new, we weren't motivated to write because we just didn't get much of a return on the last album, because once everything's in place, and we probably just could have done something ourselves in hindsight, but because we thought it was all in place, it got released, and then there was just nothing to follow it up. So we got really messed around, and that's not the first time that's happened.
Not the first time.
Like we've been taken for a ride quite a few times, so we were a bit apprehensive about doing anything new. But I think when we got the new members and we just decided to put it aside and see what we could come up with and give it another shot, we were just so stoked on what we came out with.
So getting past that, you became stronger in a way.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we started booking more shows and just enjoying playing gigs again. I think a lot of bands in Perth get really caught up with where they're going and the idea of succeeding, whatever that means to any band. And we just kind of got back into playing gigs and jamming and hanging out.
Just enjoying the music again, man.
Yeah, and just enjoying the process.
Yeah.
So as far as songwriting goes, where do you get your most influence from?
Anything really. I usually, how do I put it? Like, I go through periods that I don't listen to anything, so like I'm not really inspired by anything in particular, and sometimes it just comes out of the blue, like a few little notes in my head. I'm like, oh, that's pretty catchy, and then I try to put that on the guitar. I don't know, like it's just out of the blue.
Yeah, you seem to just come up with songs. You go through inspiration phases. Yeah.
It's David Copperfield, like he loves a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're getting, yeah?
Yeah. I think my favourite thing is going and watching other live bands. It's like, I remember when I was younger, like when I was first really getting into going to shows, there was like no bands that ever came to Perth, and now in the last year there's been like everyone's coming over for tours. So I've just, any time a band that I'm even remotely into, I'll always buy a ticket and go. And I'm always just so stoked after watching, especially like, bands I've been into. There's lots of bands that have been coming around that are doing like 10 and 15 year anniversary tours. So they're like I went to go see the Used play their self-titled first album, and that was just amazing. And coming out of that, I was just so stoked on writing new music. So I think that for me is the big influence.
I don't know how I get by.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
Well, not only older bands coming back, like I know Yellow Card's coming back as well for their final tour.
Yeah.
I think the local bands are gaining more of a reputation. Do you believe that to be so? With like international fans?
I think there's the avenues to do so. Like I think now with especially with Spotify and in combination with like Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and if you use them properly, like you can reach people all over the world.
Social media has become big for bands.
Yeah. But it's also it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because I think a lot of bands either use social media the wrong way, or they use it in a kind of a lazy way, so they get lost in the kind of busy world that is social media, and then they kind of feel like they're getting cast in the shadows because they're just not getting their stuff's just not getting seen by the people that they're trying to get reach from. But if you use it correctly, and if you're willing to invest in it as like a media platform, it's like, back in the day, I know that bands used to go on like flyer shows, like give out your demos at other gigs, or
before MySpace.
Or like give out your demos like in line, or put posters up and stuff like that. And then when bands won't put $20 or $50 behind sponsoring a post on Facebook, it's like, well, would it cost you hundreds to get flyers printed? Like you got to put some money into it. So it's cool to be able to reach people all over the country and all over the world.
Yeah, speaking with fans and everything.
Yeah,
sure.
And that's what Jakarta's been really cool for us. Like when we got the gig for Jackloth, we did like a little campaign online to basically get a bit more reach and visibility over there. And the response we got back from that was just ridiculous. Like we were getting, I think we got like 50,000 plays on like Facebook videos and stuff just in a couple of weeks leading up. And then when we got there, like kids were singing along in the front row, like yelling out for songs. And we hadn't been to Jakarta in over a year.
Yeah.
So that must feel pretty special then.
Yeah.
Seeing singing along,
Yeah, having kids in another country sing along when they don't speak your language as first language is really cool.
Yeah. Okay, finally, if you could completely change your genre for one show, what would it be and why?
What would you do?
I do that like funny hardcore punk thing that we have done a few times.
Oh yeah.
For the lulz.
Every now and then at band practice we'll like swap instruments and we'll do like a beat down like hardcore kind of vibe. That would be, and we just improv the whole thing on the spot. That's really fun. I'd love to do a bit of beatboxing and a bit of rapping and just go like.
Oh, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. Like just go real hip hop. Just something completely left field would be really fun. But yeah, I reckon we'd do like the hardcore thing well. If we committed to doing a show, we'd pull that off pretty well. Yeah. And just get like all of us just doing vocals, just yelling shit. That would be awesome.
That would be very cool.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Hey, thank you guys so much for sitting down
with me. Thank
you. You can check out Cupidfalls on Facebook and Twitter, and check out their music on iTunes and Spotify, and also look out for their new EP coming out this year. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.